Next, talking about your capacitive load. What is meant by capacitive load? So this is totally reverse of your inductive load. So here what is happening? It suppose a sudden change in voltage and stores energy in the form of current. Okay, it is totally reverse. What was happening in the inductive load? It is opposing sudden change in current. In the capacitive, it is totally reverse. It is opposing sudden change in voltage and stores energy in the form of current. Okay, I hope everyone have seen the capacitors. For every inductive load, you will be finding a capacitor. So what is the reason of capacitor? Okay, nothing but whenever your machine requires some extra amount of current, this capacitor, okay, will provide that extra amount of current. Okay, instead of taking from the main supply. Take one more example. Like you are in a room. So in that room, you're having some two lights. And from the same circuit, from the two lights of circuit, you are connecting a machine also. Okay, the lights are on. So when the lights are on, when you're going to switch on your machine, for a fraction of second, you can able to observe a flicker. For a fraction of second, you'll be getting a blink in the light. What is the reason of that blink? That means this machine is taking the complete current from that circuit for a fraction of second till it reaches the RPM value. So to overcome that flicker, we are going to provide a capacitor. So this capacitor will overcome that flicker. I hope it's very clear. So for every inductive load, we have a capacitor. So this capacitor will store the amount of energy, nothing but current. So whatever the extra amount of current is in it, that will be given by your capacitor. So capacitor load has a current waveform, which is reading the voltage waveform. So here it is totally reverse. You can see the voltage and current. The current is already stored in the second quadrant. You can see the current is already stored. This region is nothing but your capacitive region. So whatever the extra amount of current we need, that will be given from your capacitor. So the voltage is starting at 0 only. So as this is the second quadrant, so obviously it will be minus 90. So cos minus 90 will be 0. As a rough example, I'm taking 90 degrees. It can be 45, it can be 60, it can be any value. So example of capacitor load is what? Nothing but capacitor banks and synchronous condensers. So every inductive load will have a capacitor.
Sir, please say again why you put 90, minus 90, negative.
Example. See, this is the first quadrant.
Where is the negative 90?
This is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. This is the fourth quadrant.
Okay.
So this will be the minus region for you. Okay.
Okay.
The basic trigonometry. Okay. So this is the main concept of your capacitive load. Okay. So one thing I'll be asking for everyone. It's very important interview question also. And especially I hope mechanical people will enjoy this question and they may also able to answer this. Okay, so my question is, I'm having a machine. It can be a pump, it can be a machine. So I'm keeping a machine in front of you and I'm asking you whether this machine will work with single phase supply or a three-phase supply. I will hide the terminals, the cable terminals. I will hide the nameplate and everything. And my question is whether this machine needs a single phase supply or a three-phase supply. Mechanical people. Getting? I will hide everything.
Sir, usually, we always give single phase supply.
No, I have a 40 HP of water firefighting pump. So 40 HP of machine, how can we go with single phase supply?
Your question is right.
Did you got my question? See, I have a machine with me.
Okay.
Just by looking at the skeleton or the structure of the machine, you have to say that this is a single phase machine or a three-phase machine. Everyone, please. You can please tell me, Mr. Rizwan, Mr. Anand. By looking at the
220 is one phase. 230 can be three phase.
No. For the three phase, it will be 415. For the three phase. Okay, my question is, I repeat again, by looking at the skeleton or the structure of the machine, you have to say this is a single phase machine or a three phase machine. I will hide the cable terminals. I will hide the nameplate of the machine. How? Especially if you're working as a site engineer or if you're going to work as a site engineer, this can be the interview question. They will take you to the site and they will ask you.
What we have been practicing is, I'm also from mechanical background.
Yeah.
I work with electrical engineers.
Okay.
I mean, our office has a rule that, like, if there is a 3-phase available to the site, and if the fan or pump has more than 1 horsepower requirement, then we try and go 3-phase just to do like less wiring and everything. So if it is less than 1 horsepower, we try and go with single phase.
Perfect. I agree with you. Okay, till 1.5 HP, we can prefer and we can go with single phase. Above 1.5 HP, we recommend with 3-phase supply. Not 1 HP is very minimum amount. Okay, 1.5 also, because some manufacturing companies are offering till 2 HP also for the single phase. But 1.5 is enough.
Yeah.
But I haven't got the answer exactly. Okay, how can you able to say? Okay, like I'll be just showing you one image. With that image, can you able to tell me?
For single phase motor, capacitor will be there.
For single phase motor?
Capacitor is there.
For 3-phase motor?
Capacitor, it's not required, right?
It's not required. No, I totally agree with you. And I really appreciate your answer. But second reference is wrong. For single phase machine, you'll be finding a capacitor. So whenever if a machine is having a capacitor, that means by default, we can say it is a single phase.
Single phase.
Okay, you can check your ceiling fan.
Yes.
Take a ceiling fan. It is an inductive machine.
Yes.
By default, the manufacturer will give you the capacitor.
Yes.
We are not going to calculate the size of capacitor. But you can see for all these machines, if it is a 3-phase machine, so you'll not find a capacitor. So we as electrical engineer, based upon the type of unit or based upon the type of installation and the power factor value, we are going to calculate the size of capacitor. Getting Mr. Rizwan?
Yes.
Which will be installed into your APFCP panel or into your capacitor bank.
Yes.
So always remember this. So with this, what I can able to justify that every machine needs a capacitor due to this only. Mr. Fahad?
But you know this.
Yeah, sir. But you know, capacitor is always concealed. We don't know yani whether
No. Why it is concealed? You can see a drum-like structure for every machine.
But sir, in our ceiling fans, it is always concealed.
No,
we cannot see anything.
nothing is concealed. Nothing is concealed. We can see easily. It's when you're going to assemble your fan, you can able to see. Okay, you can see.
How can we see?
Okay, sir. Now I will check. I will
please,
check. Okay,
please.
okay, sure.
Yeah, Mr. Halim.
How can we know that in the pumps is single phase or 3-phase?
If it is a machine along with a capacitor installed, that is a single phase. If it is a machine without capacitor, it is a 3-phase. Okay.
Here, where is the capacitor?
Where?
Picture, where is the capacitor?
No. There is no capacitor over here. This is only a started a connection over here. Connections we have over here. You can see.
Can you show a single phase motor with capacitor, similar one?
Okay, fine. I'll just check. My mobile phone, the best image I can say where I have assembled the complete machine. Yeah. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a capacitor.
Yeah, I haven't seen like this at sites, so I was like confused.
See, whenever you're going to work with any project, especially when you're working with commercial projects, that machine will never have a capacitor. Because those machines will work with 3-phase only. For domestic point of view, for single phase machines like 1 HP, 1.5 HP only, you can able to see these things. Following Mr. Fahad?
So, sir, for 3-phase, let's suppose for 3-phase pump, who will size the capacitor? Yani?
Electrical engineer.
On the side,
which we are going to discuss in chapter 7.
Or a design engineer.
Design engineer. Site engineer will never size anything. Site engineer will only execute, your drawing.
Got it.
Site engineer will never size anything. Okay, he will just execute. Whatever the designing he is getting, the same thing he is going to execute. That's it.
Got
it. I hope Mr. Rizwan, it's very clear.
Yes.
Yeah, really appreciate.
I mean, I've never seen.
Thank you.
Mr. Nihal.
In North America, and I've never seen this capacitor getting specified. Maybe it's different over here. I've never seen a single phase pump. There is no there is no capacitor. Maybe it's just different.
No. You'll be finding that type of machine and capacitor with your starter box. Check with your starter box.
Okay.
Check with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it is single phase machine, if there is no capacitor attached with your machine, then that capacitor will be in your starter box.
Okay.
Along with your machine, you'll be getting a starter box. So check with that. You'll be finding a direct online starter, or if you're working with a good manufacturing company, they will provide you the VFDs. So in that, you can able to find your capacitor.
So actually, if we are using a single phase motor or like 3-phase motor together, and we have a big system, and we are having a power factor correction equipment at the substation, then we will have a capacitor for the single phase motor alone again.
As per your question, that you are working with single phase machine, you are working with 3-phase machine, but from substation by default, the capacitor is provided to you, but into your project, again, you are having the capacitor. Yes. From the substation side, you'll be finding the synchronous condensers, not capacitor banks.
Mm-hmm.
The synchronous condenser is connected at your substation site at high tension site to maintain the power factor value.
Mm-hmm.
But at your site, even if you're getting, because the minimum power factor which we are getting from substation is 0.8, nothing but 80%. 20% will be the loss. But if in your project, if the demand of inductive load is more, like 60 to 70% of your loads are inductive in nature. So in that case, you are going to install your own capacitor bank to maintain your power factor and to enhance your power factor. And all those concepts we are going to discuss in chapter 7 in the main calculations. Okay, Mr. Anand?
Okay, thank you.
Because if you are depending upon this power factor value only without installing your own capacitor bank, so what happens? The amount of current consumption will increase unnecessarily, because of which you may expect some more amount of electricity bill and charges. To overcome all those things, we are going to use a capacitor, because by default in this capacitor, we have some little amount of energy stored. So whatever that energy which is required in inductive load, that will be provided from your capacitor. Getting Anand?
Yes, sir.
Next, we are going with different voltage. Yes, Mrs. Swati.
सर मुझे एक डाउट है, जब कैपेसिटर करंट स्टोर करता है एनर्जी के फॉर्म, एनर्जी स्टोर करता है, तो वो डिस्चार्ज भी होता है, तब हमारी एनर्जी तो लॉस होती है ना, तो इंडक्टर के जैसे तो वो भी तो लॉस में ही चली जाएगी. Are you getting?
Yes, I got your point. Okay, as per your query, what she's asking is, okay, the capacitor is charging and discharging over here. So when it is getting charged, so obviously when we are having, okay, when we are storing some extra amount of current over here, so then again it becomes the inductive load only. I guess Mr. Swati, it's clear. Question आपका ये है?
हाँ, yes sir.
Okay, it's not. See, you are having a battery with you. Okay, so what is the main function of battery? It charges as well as discharges. But after some time, it becomes decay for you. So same happens here also.
Okay.
Okay.
That means,
see, whenever you are changing the form of current from AC to DC or DC to AC, at that point of view, you are getting some losses. But when you're charging or discharging, you will never get any kind of loss. The equipment or that device may get decay. Like after 4 years or 5 years, your battery will not support you like how it was supporting you on the first day. So same happens here for the capacitor. Like if you're using some more amount of current from your capacitor, what happens? The capacitor will burn. You need to replace your capacitor. I hope everyone have seen, especially in the air coolers. Okay.
Window AC also.
Pardon?
The window AC also.
Window AC also. But that becomes slight complex. So best example is air cooler. Following everyone? So whenever you're changing the form of current from AC to DC, DC to AC, at that point of view only, we are getting some losses, but not during this point. Charging and discharging is not a loss.